In this video, we will talk about reporting staff costs in Interreg Aurora. The information is applicable for projects using the 40% method or the all cost categories method. Please note that this information is not applicable if your project is a small-scale project and approved with lump sum. Staff costs must be related to the activities in the project and to the responsibilities of each staff member. So, you need to have a clear connection between the reported staff costs and the activities in each period. And the descriptions in your progress report are very important. The costs must be incurred in the partner organization and only related to your staff in your organization. So, the persons you report costs for under this cost category must be employed in the partner organization. Costs are only eligible if they are not recoverable by the employer. Staff costs needs to be incurred within the project time. Staff costs that have incurred and/or been paid before the start date is not eligible. Same goes with staff costs incurred after the end date or paid too late. Costs should be paid within 2 months after the end date, but before submitting the last payment application to be eligible. And important, the staff costs need to be entered into a separate accounting code. This is according to the regulation, so if staff costs aren't booked in a separate accounting code in your bookkeeping, they are not eligible. Staff costs consists of eligible gross employment costs and other costs connected to salaries, for example, employment taxes, social security, and pensions. Remember that you have to take into account if there have been any deductions in any month, for example, off-duty, sick leave, parental leave, and so on. It will then reduce the salary for that month. Also remember the level of social contributions and other compulsory payments can vary between the countries. It is very important that you report the real costs. And remember that these costs need to be booked on the project on the specific project code. Interreg Aurora uses only one method to report staff costs, and it is the fixed percentage method. Hence, no option for time reporting. This means that the two options to report staff costs are either full-time or part-time with a fixed percentage in the project. So for each staff member in the project, a fixed percentage of time to be worked on in the project should be determined in advance. A key document for the fixed percentage is the task assignment document where the percentage is stated. The staff cost should be booked on the project according to the percentage in the task assignment. The actual hours worked in the project can vary from month to month. No one will check the actual hours spent per day or week. The check will be that the percentage in the task assignment corresponds to the cost in the project account. So, when it comes to posting the staff costs in the project account, it is recommended that if you have a system where you can make an automatic posting of the correct share of the staff cost in the project, it is strongly recommended that you use that. It reduces the risk for errors if you have an automatic posting every month. If your system cannot handle posting salary cost with automatic triggers in the financial records, it is preferable if you report the number of hours in your system that corresponds to the percentage in each person's task assignment. So if a person is working 20% in the project, you will register the hours corresponding to this share. And remember, no timesheets are needed. When posting the staff costs, it should be one per line per person and month in the ledger, and not the whole period staff cost posted in a lump in the end of the period. One of the important and mandatory documents in the reporting of staff costs is the task assignment. It is a key document and the basis to prove the plausibility of time allocation. We recommend that you use the template for the task assignment from the Aurora website, so you know you have all the necessary information. If the requirements in the template are already covered in the employment contract or in another formal document, you could use that instead of the template from the program. Some notes about the task assignment document. It should be submitted together with the payment application in the period when it is applicable from. You don't send it to your program officer, only together with the payment application. It is important with a clear description of each person's role, tasks, and responsibilities in the task assignments. The level of details for the tasks should be proportionate to the involvement in the project. It is expected that for higher percentages of involvement, task descriptions should be quite detailed, while for little involvement, a more general description could be okay. When you describe each person's tasks in the project, connect the descriptions to the different work packages according to the activity plan in your decision. The percentage should be established in advance and could cover the whole project duration, but at least one reporting period. The fixed percentage may be changed in justified cases, for example changes in the tasks of the employee. If that is the case, then a new task assignment should be established with the new tasks and responsibilities and submitted in the payment application. Generally, there should be no more than one task assignment per staff member per reporting period. Since the percentage in the assignment is an average estimation for the period, there should be no need to have more than one assignment per period. You find the template on Aurora's website. Now some more information about the task assignment. This is the template that you can find at Aurora's website. This box is where you fill in the date when the task assignment is applicable from. For example, if the project start date is 1st of July 2024 and you have staff that will start immediately, this will be the date to fill in. But for a staff member starting in September in the same project, September 1st will be the date to put here. In the event that you need to send in a new task assignment for a person already working in the project due to changes in tasks, for example, make sure to also update this box. As said previously, when changes to staff occur, you need to submit a new task assignment with your payment application. Remember that generally there should be no need for more than one task assignment per period and person. The date of issue. This is where you establish the document. This box should not be left empty or be dated in the future. Please check the examples on the template on how to fill in full-time or part-time employment and percentage in the project. Specify role. Here is where you fill in what role a person has in the project, for example, project leader or financial person. Here at Specify Task, here you describe the tasks that the person will have in the project. As said in the previous slide, depending on the working percentage, it is expected that for higher percentages of involvement, task descriptions should be quite detailed, while for little involvement, a more general description could be okay. When you describe each person's tasks in the project, connect the descriptions to the different work packages according to the activity plan in your decision. Remember that you should describe the tasks for the entire project duration and not just the period. Another mandatory document is the summary of staff costs that should be attached to the payment application in every period where there are staff costs. Each partner prepares their own document to submit in the payment application, and you find the template on the Aurora's website. In the template, you find examples on how to fill it in. For more information about what to fill in, you can click on the boxes that have a red marked area. The document can help you to summarize each period's staff cost. Use the information from the payslips and the percentage from the valid task assignments, as well as the actual costs for the employer's contribution, which you have explained in your administrative routines. Remember that if the salary is the same for several months for a person, you can use the same row. But if it differs, you need separate rows for each month. So, if a person, for example, is off duty, has sick leave, or holiday fees paid out, you should take this into account and use separate rows for these months. Remember that costs covered by flat rates, such as daily allowance and compensation for mileage costs, should not be included when filling it in, as these costs are covered by the flat rate. Use the column for a comment to describe what is included in the costs and indicate which months they refer to. And please check the example in the template and note the information texts for each column. In the template, there are also boxes that show the flat rates, which are based on staff costs. Remember to choose the right box that applies to your reporting method. Note that this section with the flat rates is only optional, not mandatory to fill in. Finally, some things to keep in mind when it comes to staff costs. Holiday fees that are booked into the project account according to the fixed percentage and are paid are eligible. The holiday fee should be stated in the payslip for that month. Hence, holiday pay reserve is not an eligible cost. No registration of the working time, for example timesheets, is required. It is the task assignment with the fixed percentage that is crucial for the staff costs in the project. If you have changes in staff, send in the new task assignment together with the payment application and inform about the changes in your progress report. In the program manual on Aurora's website, you can read more about different documents that should be available for the verification of the staff costs. Now we will inform about the flat rates, which are based on staff costs. Applicable to all flat rates, they are directly linked to the staff costs, and they are always based on the final eligible staff costs. If staff cost would be reduced by the controllers or other program bodies, also the flat rates would be proportionally reduced. Additionally, there is no need for the flat rates to be entered in separate records or on a separate project code, and they should not be reported under any other cost category. Controllers will not request any verification for the costs covered by the flat rate, and they will not be checked. Flat rates will be added automatically in Min ansökan when staff costs are reported in the expenditure report. For projects using the 40% method, the 40% flat rate will be added automatically by the system based on the reported staff costs when the expenditure report has been uploaded. There is no need for the costs covered by the flat rate to appear in the financial records. Controllers will not request any verifications for the costs, and they will not be checked. For projects using the all costs categories method, the flat rates for the cost categories office and administration, as well as travel and accommodation, will be added automatically by the system based on the reported staff costs when the expenditure report has been uploaded. Shown are some examples of costs that are covered by these flat rates. Note that the flat rate for travel and accommodation costs only refers to costs for staff from the partner organization. There is no need for the costs covered by the flat rate to appear in the financial records. Controllers will not request any verifications for the costs, and they will not be checked. Always remember to check the website for updated information and templates when working with the payment applications during the whole project time. Thank you for listening to this information about staff costs and flat rates. If you have any questions, please contact us by email at interregaurora@lanstyrelsen.se.